president. I pay the president's island. I pay the bills of his family. And he must protect me.
Standpoint. The center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM, Umahia.
More Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
They say a woman's place is in the kitchen. Well, this woman right here has conquered the kitchen and is now in the sitting room. She's dining at this point in time. In the studio with me is the Guba candidate of the Social Democratic Party, none other than a lady face that has scattered all over the city of Umuahia. Her posters on every nook and cranny these days, and it's imperative that we have a conversation with her. She is none other than an apostle. We'll get to find out what church she attends and all that. Doctor, I hear she is a surgeon, a specialty in, I'll tell you in a bit, just stay right there. And of course, her full names, she has one of the longest names for Guba candidates aspiring to be governors of Abia State. Apostle Ngozeka Gladys Johnson Obuneke. She's right here in the studio with me. I'd like to put her on the live stream so you could go check it out. It's on Rapid 965 FM, Facebook, and YouTube. Glad to have you in the studio. Good morning to you, madam.
Good morning.
I think you should face the microphone. It's like an omnidirectional. Yes, that way. Just face it.
Thank you.
And then don't bother about that. That will be going then. Just do this. All right. Glad to have you in the studio.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here too.
All right. Welcome aboard. Let's start off with a successful doctor. I've read a lot of your interviews. I've listened to quite a few.
Thank you.
And I'm wondering why you now want to get into politics. Are you tired of the medical profession already?
I've practiced medicine for over 24 years.
Wow, 2 decades and 4.
Yeah, I graduated from the College of Medicine, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, back in September 1990, and was conferred also with the degree of MBBS. Then through what we call medical training, postgraduate training, I started off at Abia State University Teaching Hospital under the tutelage of the late Professor Augustus Mbanaso, and later on traveled back to the United Kingdom and continued my training there. Yes, I'm a general surgeon by trade, but I'm also a subspecialty training as an orthopedic and trauma surgeon, which took me
orthopedic
and trauma.
Little wonder I found it difficult to pronounce at first. Go ahead, please.
Yes, which took me to the University of Louisville Hospital in Kentucky in the USA.
Okay.
But there are times in your life that when things are not going very well, and you look back and you see the suffering of humanity, and you feel that given the chance, you could help to turn things around, not just for yourself, but for people who are there and not for generations to come. So you have to leave your comfort zone in order to step up to make a difference. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I'd listened to an interview. Like I said, I did some background check to get my own back end sorted out, my own research of some sort. I hear you did something that had to do with the second, what's it called again? The specialty you have now. Orthopedic surgery. You did something in Obingwa.
Yes.
At the rural level. Could you tell me about it?
Yes. When I was here back in between 1992 to 95, I was the CMO of the Better Life for Rural Women.
That's like the person in charge of the program
hospital,
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was working at the Obiomangwa local government area. That's what it was called that time, but it's been broken down now to Obingwa, Osisioma, and Ugunabo. Yeah. So I was the medical officer there, planting what I describe as 50-bedded hospital for geriatric patients. That is for older people.
Okay.
And it helped to take care of their primary health care needs, and also to help them connect to the general hospitals, and if need be, to refer them to tertiary hospital like the Federal Medical Center. So I was running those hospitals before I traveled to the United Kingdom to do my postdoctoral training in orthopedics.
And so at one point did you get the epiphany, to go into politics?
That was being in politics. It should not be something of a big surprise to everybody, because we're all playing politics. We play politics in our family, in our marriage, in the church, in the school, even at the places of work. Apart from being a medical doctor, God's willing, I'm also a human rights lawyer. And
really?
Yes.
Medical doctor
and a human rights lawyer. Yes.
You studied law?
Correct.
Went to law school?
Correct.
Was called to the bar?
Correct. And that is at the Warwick University in United Kingdom. And you have to find yourself in a situation where, humanity, having fairness, justice, peace happens to be my passion. And during the EndSARS in October 2020, and I was watching the Nigerian youth fighting with their last drop of blood to see justice and their civil rights met. So that was when I was awakened. I'm there in the UK. Yes, I'm comfortable. God has been good to me. I'm a mother of 4 adult children. I thank God for that. But the youths in Nigeria are not even getting any opportunity to enjoy their own potentials, let alone to reach their own potentials. And they're there crying out with little help from the government, both at the national level and at the state level. So that was when I said, okay, I'm going to cut short of certain comforts in my life. Let me go back to my home country, my fatherland, and start my lights from a little corner, which happens to be Abia State, in order to make a difference.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ovim in Isukwato.
Do you believe in the agitation that the governorship should be rotated and go to Abia North?
The funny thing is, before I came into politics, I never knew about the equity and Abia Charter of Equity. It wasn't in my mind at all. What was in my mind was that the situation of things in Abia State is not right. That Abia State is old enough, should have grown up after about 30 to 31 years of being created. And for the fact that things were not going right, even if I wasn't from Abia North, I would still have stepped up to make a difference. But now that I have also heard that there's supposed to be a charter of equity from the founding fathers of Abia State, that's when I now say, okay, be that as it is everything being equal, let the right things be done. Let Abia North have a chance to place the next governor in Abia State. And one thing I want to say, whether I'm from Abia North or from Social Democratic Party, I speak to every person in Abia State to remember that there are 2 types of human beings on this earth. It's either you're a male or a female. It's either you're a good governor or you're a bad governor. It's either you're tall or you're short. And for 31 years, Abia State have had bad governors who happen to be males. And I'm stepping forward as a female, a capable female. as an Adani.
Is that not a feminist statement?
No, it is a very correct statement, because if you've done something all over in one place in one time,
you tried it.
Exactly. So there is a time for Abia State to have another chance, and the other opposite is a female. Now, why do I say female? Not just because I'm a female. Females are natural managers. They manage the home, they manage the school. Our great grandmothers were right when they challenged the British government in 1929, and they called them about women rioters. Good. And they made a difference. Now, if a woman is given a chance to look after Abia State has gone through a lot of trauma. Abia State, what we need now is tender loving care to mop up all the nonsense that have gone through in Abia State, so that the people can even begin to see good governance.
I feel the passion in your voice, and it's really admirable. I'll take a moment now. When we return, I'll play you something, and then we'll continue the conversation from there.
Thank you.
In the studio is none other than the SDP Guba candidate, Apostle Doctor, and add a barrister to it, Ngozika Johnson Ubuneke, Social Democratic Party governorship candidate in Abia State. Stay right here. The dial is 96.5 on the frequency modulated band. We'll be right back.
Somebody praise him. In furtherance to deepening good governance and evolving participatory democracy by the church community, the Abia State 2023 Governorship Candidates Interface Organizing Committee, constituted by the Christian Association of Nigeria CAN Abia State chapter, requests the participation of the 18 governorship candidates in Abia State to a special interface forum where they will interact with key church leaders, professional bodies, trade unions, labor leaders, opinion leaders, journalists, market associations, civil society organizations, NGOs, the media, community leaders, and strategic stakeholders to unveil their policies and roadmap for a new Abia State. Date is 1st to the 8th of December 2022, and venue Bampark, Bishop Anthony Wedo Pastoral Center, Ogrube Layout, Umuahia. Time 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. daily. Signing of peace accord by all candidates will be on the 9th of December 2022 at Methodist Theological Institute, Mission Hill, Umuahia by 10 a.m. Come, let's reason together for an emerging new Abia State. Announcers Apostle Chooks Alozie, Chairman Organizing Committee, Engineer Okechukwu Imbaharo, State CAN Secretary, Secretary Organizing Committee.
Give Jesus praise.
Well, glad to know that you're still tuned in to Rapid 96.5 FM. The program is The Standpoint. In the studio with me is none other than Apostle Doctor. I get confused when I want to call which of them Doctor or Apostle first. Apostle Dr. Ngozika Johnson Ubuneke, Social Democratic Party governorship candidate for Abia State. She's seated right here in the studio with me. Before I continue a conversation with her, that's an audio from a conversation, a monitored interview had some months ago that I would want to lift here and bring it on the show. So stay right here, and we'll start the conversation from there.
In to be the governor of Abia State, within 24 months of my government and administration, I'm going to make Abia State the next London.
24 months is just 2 years.
2 years.
Oh.
And if I don't hit my mark, I'm going to resign and call for a by-election.
Interesting.
So,
well, let's have that conversation now. This is The Standpoint, and of course in the studio is the person who made that statement. In 24 months, she will turn Abia State to London in the United Kingdom. Having lived there, it will be easy for you to understand the structure and all. How long have you lived in the UK?
I was born in the UK.
You are, wow.
But I schooled also in Nigeria.
Okay, what you decided to come home, or your parents insisted you had to come home?
No, not at all.
Okay,
I just came here to school in Nigeria because Nigeria is also my country.
Right.
So it was important for me to know my other country and my other country. And I do not love United Kingdom any more than I love Nigeria, nor vice versa. And that is why I'm here. And you heard me very right. My decision to run to be the next governor of Abia State, it's not out of anything, but out of passion for my fatherland.
You said you can convert Abia
and we
State.
are going, myself and my administration, I'm going to work to turn Abia State into the next London, so that in the areas of education, ordinary pipe-borne water, ordinary electricity that have not been a uniform and a constant thing, ordinary schools being open and children being computerized and e-commerce being taught to them, and good roads, good road networks connecting Abia State to other states and also all the cities of Abia State, having Abia State digitalized so that no matter where you are, if you commit any crime, the government and the police and law enforcement agents can also pick you up, making sure that there is good life in Abia State in the areas of agriculture, food production. These are the things I'm looking at. And then
what would be your focus, your first, the first on your list in the quest to making Abia State London?
Thank you.
Right? What would be the first thing you do when you get into office?
The first thing I'm going to do when I get into being the next governor of Abia State is to make sure that there's law, security, and order.
Law, security, and order.
Yes, because until you have everything in order and the place in order, people cannot be comfortable to tread. And you do not just think about security and think about the police. You think about security, you think about people getting their salaries paid. You think about security, you think about children having the enabling environment to go to school. You think about security, you think about area market. The roads are waterlogged, the streets are water, the market itself doesn't look like a market anymore.
But the state government is remodeling area market.
No, let us take it for in bait. The area market we knew before, and Aba as a city used to be an economic hub where many people come to buy, trade, and carry their goods. And you call Aba like the Japan of West Africa or Japan of Nigeria.
Like
it's no longer like that.
When was the last time you were in Aba?
I have been in Aba even last week.
Really?
Of course.
Okay.
And if you don't make people comfortable to have access to food, to good road, access for their children to go to school, teachers' salaries to be paid, you cannot start governing people in an empty stomach. Mm-hmm. It is said that an angry man is a hungry man, and a hungry man is also an angry man. So you look about the people's well-being and encourage every Abia State citizen to go about their normal duties, normal activities, because there's a new government, a government that cares. And that is part of my policy from the Social Democratic Party. I'm coming to bear the social burdens of Abia State citizens. And what are the social burdens? You make sure that they have good roads and good housing opportunities. You remember the homeless. I was in about a few weeks ago, I think, going to one of your sister stations, the Magic FM, and I was very tearful. I was emotional to see a lot of street children as young as 5 years, fending for themselves in the streets of Aba. And you have all these big billboards of a lot of advertisement, and I'm like, some of the money being spent on these things could be used to feed these children. So what is Abia State government doing that we have a lot of our children roaming around? When I was growing up, at times you hear somebody or mothers, they call somebody and said "Nwa bo nwa." So where is that good faith that a child is the child of the community? The child is like a human resource. It's a valuable person in the community. So when you have a government that cares and looks after every person, people that have physical disability, you take care of them. Widows, you take care of them. Pensioners, you don't go keeping their gratuities. You make sure that all those things are offset. And then within the first 24 months, you will see that there is common sense and good governance coming into Abia State. Yes, Abia State will be like the next London. That's my target.
Let's take to your primary, your profession, right?
Yes.
What you've practiced.
Yes.
Health. How would you describe the health sector in Abia State?
It's quite a big question. When I was in medical school, I happen also to be the vice president of the College of Medicine, University of Nigeria Medical Students Association. It's abbreviated as OMSA.
Okay.
And it is a position you run for 2 years. But God's willing, because of how well myself and my administration did, we actually ran it for 4 years. And during that time, we promoted what we call during our health week, in order to ensure that the community benefited from free knowledge about healthcare and access to healthcare services. We ran free blood banks so that people donated blood, and we also gave to patients who couldn't afford. We ran blood tests for people of genotypes to check for AA, AS, and sickle cell anemia, and also for other types of thalassemia and blood diseases, educating the community so that people don't suffer. And when you have a healthcare program where you practice preventive health, then you also now look about treatment of health and health diseases, and then also management of health diseases. That is when you're actually having a government that thinks about the health of people. Now look at women. The infant mortality rate in Abia State happens to be the highest in the whole of Nigeria.
Really?
Correct.
According to what statistics, please?
From the UN statistics data, and all of 2021, and also in maternal mortality rate, as well as what we call childhood mortality rate, meaning that in Abia State, for a young child to grow from year 1 into their 10th year, the risk of dying is increased more than some other states.
What could be? Why would this? What would you attribute to that?
You think about a situation where there is no uniformity in people having access to going to hospital. Everybody uses the chemist around the street, and there is privatization of a lot of medical care. Growing up, you have functional general hospitals, but if you go to general hospitals now, many doctors are on slow walk to rule action, that is on strike, because a lot of resident doctors and medical doctors are not being paid. So people are not really going to work with that passion that we are focused to work in order to earn a living.
How can this be improved?
It will be improved by what I said when I started, that you have to show Abia State people that you care. That is one. By caring about the healthcare workers, I have to make sure that the arrears of their salaries are paid to them, and that the hospitals are properly equipped. No matter how small they are, they will be functional.
How do you intend to manage this in the light of the fact that the state government is complaining that the revenue accrued to Abia State, especially from the center, is not enough to take care of things? The economic downturn has also, affected greatly, the price of things and, the ability to even do projects. So when fund is a problem,
that is the mindset that has been fed into the people of Abia State. Not just Abia State, but Southeast states.
So we don't have a money problem?
No, there is money in Abia State. There's money in Nigeria. The only problem is that the monies of Abia State happen to be in the pockets of a few. And it's also being mismanaged by places and positions that should not be. Now, take for example, in orthopedic surgery, in many hospitals in the United Kingdom, they make the highest money for each hospital.
Really?
Yes, because in orthopedic surgery, people have fractures.
Okay, yeah.
And you take care of them.
Mostly accident victims. Correct. And all that.
And then people also have growth problems. You also manage those things, and they come to hospital more. And the elderly people, even though they are old, they suffer from like arthritis, and you do hip replacement surgeries or knee replacement surgeries, and these things attract money. And other than arthritic surgery, another field of medicine that brings in money to the government is obstetrics and gynecology, because people still continue to make babies and people still continue to look after women. So I plan to have 17 in all these 17 local governments in Abia State, 2 general hospitals.
2 general hospitals.
For each local
Not
government.
a health center.
No, general hospitals. And in each general hospital, you have what is called children and adult hospital, and children and women and children hospital. Because if you have a specialist women and children hospital, it will be able to focus on the needs of the mothers, the needs of the women, and the needs of young girls of the various ages of development. And you will find out that when a society is healthy, then the production and productivity is also improved. And in every home, when the mother is fine and the children are fine, the husband is also at peace to go about his own normal business and to earn his living. So it's not like we're not going to take care of the men, but women are packaged in such a way that there is a need to specially look after the girl child, look after the teenage girl, look after the growing young woman, look after the young mother, look after the elderly postmenopausal women, and still continue to take care of their needs and ensure that our society is balanced. Now, in the area of healthcare, pardon me, I want to inject to the people of Abia State, myself and my government will be offering free healthcare. So young children from the age of, from cradle till 16 years. So that if you are in school and you are sick and you are not able to pay for your hospital bills, and your parents, of course, are not able to pay, even the fact that you are just an Abia State person, you will be able to enter any hospital and be treated. That is still in the program of
like a health insurance scheme of some sort.
And getting Abia State digitalized so that we know that people are not just taking advantage of the programs of Abia State. Then from the age of 70 years, they have worked for us, they have worked in the society, they are pensioners, they also have free health care and medical aid until nature takes them away from the earth. So these are my plans for Abia State. There is money, not just in folding our hands and waiting for the federal revenue to fall into our laps. No, I'm an Igbo woman, and an Igbo woman is an industrious person. She cannot stay in one place and just say, let my husband bring money. You see a woman, she's carrying a child on the back, she's pregnant, she's making akara and selling, and then when she finishes the akara after breakfast, she's going for another business. So God has been good to me, like I said.
You could drink water.
Oh, thank you.
Just take a moment. In the studio is Apostle Dr. Ngozeka Josh Johnson Obuneke.
Yes, please.
Yes, she's the gubernatorial candidate for the Social Democratic Party. Well, we've been talking about the health sector for the past 4 minutes, and then she was trying to reiterate that a Igbo woman is industrious and as such can ensure
multitask.
Okay. Anyway, let me just take it away from there. Let's look at something else real quick. The Abia State House of Assembly passed the Abians in Diaspora Commission Bill into law, making it the first state in Nigeria to establish such during the plenary in 22nd March. And ever since then, Abia State now has an executive secretary in charge of the Abia State Diaspora Commission. Someone who is coming from diaspora, did you have any run-ins with that commission or the special advisor before the commission was established?
Thank you. You forget also that Nigeria as a whole already has had a ministry for the diasporans. Yeah.
Managed by Abike Arewa. But then we're domesticating it, bringing it back home.
Thank you. So, and if we are covered under the general platform of Nigeria, I've already sewn into that.
Okay.
And like I pointed out to you, when the NSAS happened, I also made my point to start teaching the youths of Nigeria using my slides and encouraging people to go into civil movement and form political parties rather than in violent motions. Now, if Abia State, as it were, has also now activated the diasporan platform. It should not just be in paper, it should be in practice. Because take for example, in the United Kingdom, there are lots of Abia State citizens who are in prison. I happen to be a member of Ohaneze, and also we are also what we call Igbo community in Coventry, ICC. So I'm not somebody that because I'm in the diaspora are cut off from my roots.
Okay.
I'm very well grounded in all this. And we make out time to visit our brothers and sisters who are in difficult situations and who are in hardship. Now, Abia State Diasporan Commission should not just be, like I said, a placating office or department. It should be a practicable office in order for the people to benefit from it. So I admit that, yes, it's commendable. Yes, there's still more work to be done about it so that people can benefit.
All right. Would move on to a statement that you made also in an interview where you insisted that other Guba candidates should declare their assets.
Yep.
Going into the elections. Have you declared yours?
I said to you, if you listen very well in that interview, I also said that there were some organizations that are trying to organize public debate for all the Guba candidates. And that when we do have this debate, then I'll declare my assets and
on the platform.
Correct. And challenge other people to do the same. But you won't understand what has happened, because I've listened to also an advert by the CAN team trying to start what they call the interface debate. It is not actually really a proper debate, as you know, a debate. From secondary school time, we all knew that during a debate, all the people who are speaking all stay in one platform and in one level, and questions are asked and you give your opinions. No. What they are trying to do is just to have sections of various days that people will come and ask the candidates questions, and then they will say that they've had a debate. Well, they have tried, but that is not good enough, because it does.
So you've not heard of the debate which Rapid FM is a partner to?
If it is the partner one to the CAN,
no, it's not.
Well, I have not been invited to yours. When you guys go ahead, please, and invite all the Guba candidates to a public debate, so that all of us will be in an equal platform, and Abia State people could hear for themselves what there would be governors who answer to the concerns that you may raise or they may raise. And then I will be able, on such a platform, to challenge my fellow candidates to declare their assets. And wherefore that they are not declaring their assets, I'll surely go ahead and declare mine. That's what I've said.
All right. So I wouldn't want to ask you a very cliche question of has it been women coming into politics? Have you received backlash? I know some of these things exist. But then you're married, right?
Yes, please.
Where's your husband?
My husband, not naturally, he's from Eluama, Omokobo.
Okay.
He's Dr. John Chukunenye Obuneke.
Okay.
We've been married for 32 years. This November 24, 2022, that will make us 32 years in marriage. Currently, my husband is in the UK. He has also been in Nigeria here supporting my candidacy and doing a few work with my team and with the Social Democratic Party in Abia State. And we're also expecting him to be around in a few weeks' time, also to continue his support for my candidacy. Thank you.
Okay. Do you realize that you're not the only woman Guba candidate in the race for Abia State?
I understand that there may be another lady, but the more the merrier. I have no problem with that. That is very good.
And for you, what's your disposition towards the fact that some people do not think that you stand a chance against the party in power, and then against some more popular candidates in I don't want to start mentioning names, but of course you know where I'm going to with that conversation.
No, I don't know where I'm going to.
Well,
because excuse me.
Let me draw an inference then. I'll juxtapose it.
Okay.
There was a statistics that was done, like a survey of who people will vote you know, if the elections were done, if that survey was released in October by an individual, you can do these things online. You didn't even come on that list.
That's the correct thing. You see, it was done by an individual, and everybody is entitled to run their own poll and their own statistics, and that is their prerogative. And coming to say that some parties are more important or more known, what are their track records? Abia State people are more woke. They are more intelligent than before. Those parties,
more work.
Correct. Those parties that you are saying are the bigger parties, some of them have been in government for the past 8 years, for the past 16 years, and some of them were also in governance for eight years running. What did they do for Abia State? Abia State is looking, and Abia State citizens, they are looking for who will help them progress this state in terms of infrastructure, not just on natural development, but on human development. So on this basis, I can actually say that all the parties have equal chances of winning this election. It is on the day of election, everything done, twisted and done, then you know who is actually the winner.
What makes you feel that you stand the best chance? What makes you feel that people will rally to your banner because you're a woman?
I must tell you, the youths of Abia State were inundated in our offices by the youths of Abia State coming to my platform, coming to support my mandate, coming to also promote my manifesto. And other than the youth, we are also being overwhelmed by the number of women and women groups who are also coming up to support Ngozi Abia. So it is not about me. It's about the people of Abia State saying we are happy that there is an alternative to what they have had before. And they are seeing that alternative in Ngozi Abia. And I happen to be
Ngozi Abia.
Yes, that's what they call me.
Abia.
So I happen to be Apostle Dr. Ngozika Gladys Johnson Obuneke from the Social Democratic Party. And they love what they are hearing, and they understand that I'm not coming to do this business because I want to train my children in the UK or in the US, or I'm trying to come and buy. That's what I'm saying. That the things in Abia State, they are not good. And as another, when she comes back to her home, like in Isukwato, they call us Adawai as well.
Yeah.
So when Adawai comes in, what does she do? She looks
at... give shishi?
No, we don't give any shishi.
So you two know they give shishi?
We know they give shishi. But
so as Adawai that come back, you will not come back with...
I'm telling you the honest truth. The youths and the women and women groups and youth groups, they are part of Ngozi Abia. They are part of the Social Democratic Party in Abia State to bet forth good governance in Abia State.
Wouldn't you say your popularity is more in Abia North and probably in Isukwato?
No, my popularity is also good in Abia South. I cannot exclude anywhere. The only thing is that I'm not competing with anybody. And because we are not competing with anybody, Social Democratic Party are distinctly working alongside with me.
Do you have presence in the wards, the ABSEC wards?
Correct. We have presence of our movement and of our works from Abia North to Abia South to Ikwa East, Ikwa West, and then Abia Central to Ikwano and all the other places to Ohafia, Abereba, Bende. So Arochukwu, thank you. So Arochukwu women, even when they had their program last time, they invited me and I was there. When they also had their Ikeji, Arochukwu, I was there. So I don't come to blow my trumpet. People are going to have surprises in this election. I tell you that. Yeah.
Well, one thing for sure in these elections in Abia State will be surprises.
Correct.
Yesterday we did have the APP Guva candidate in Mascot Uzokal. He mentioned that there will be surprises in the elections, and it seems like the party in power are probably not giving you a chance, so to say, or undermining what the opposition parties may be able to come up with. I'd like to open up the phone lines right now to see if we could take questions from listeners. 0916 0333 965 0916 0333 965. We're going to allocate just 1 minute to each caller or less, so we could accommodate as much. We're practically out of time. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name, please?
Gonna Eric.
Well, your time is going already.
Okay, 1 minute will be grossly inadequate, but I will try. Well, first of all, I want to appreciate the fact that a lady has come out, has made up impressive outing, and has been able to say a lot about her manifestos, Yes, the more the merrier, like she has said, and we're looking forward to 2023, and I quite agree with her. 2023, there will be surprises. She has said a lot, but I want to interject a little that even in the next 50 years, Umuahia cannot, no matter who comes in, become London. If Umuahia becomes Owerri or Enugu or even Abakaliki in the next 4 or 8 years, the max will start. I will appreciate that. Because we start from the known and to the unknown. You can't have you make here London when we don't even have electricity, no good roads. You understand? No training centers, no amusement parks, no botanical gardens, and all that.
Thank you very much. Your time. I'm have to let you go now. 1 minute. We don't have time, and we have to take as much as we can. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello, Tisi Baraba.
Yes. Good morning. 1 minute to start. Introduce yourself and go.
Yeah, I'm in the Mecca on the line. Good afternoon. Good morning. Yeah, I heard you. Mommy, when you are saying so many things, the fact is that we are lacking behind. If we are lacking, yes. Tisibara, can you recall the last time you saw a tractor constructing something in Omahanga, removing or putting? None. From year to year, month to month, we are still here. We are just stagnant.
Tractor la construct.
As in, I don't understand. As in, okay, engineer constructing something, putting but you see. The next thing you will see next month is when they start painting this demarcation. That is the only thing we will see from year to year. Next month now you see they start painting this. And Mommy, I want to urge you, keep on here give up.
All
keep
right.
fighting. Keep fighting.
Thank you.
Keep fighting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, having been abroad for a very long time, what's your disposition to same-sex marriage, LGBTQ, and all that? Is rocking the World Cup now, and the Igbo people, Nigerians are advanced to that kind of thing. Is it something you're open-minded to?
One thing you must understand is that life and values are made in order to help promote the society and societal values.
Yeah.
And God, the creator, everybody, whether they go to church or they are Muslims or they are atheists, they have a concept of divinity and a creator. And that creator happens to be the creator of everyone, meaning that every human being should be loved, should be appreciated, should be encouraged to be the best they can be. But while we accept and allow the rights of one people, you do not also allow any person's rights to override the rights of somebody. Remember, I told you I'm a human rights lawyer. So when people make a choice of their sexuality, it is not for me to impose on them what their sexuality should be. And it's also not for them to insist that their own method of sexuality should be imposed and override on the rights of other people.
Thank you very much.
So there has to be a balance, because in the end, all of us has an ultimate divinity to answer to. So that is how I say it.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Tisi Baba.
Good morning. Your name and please your contribution. Time, quick, please.
Okay, sir. My name is Noble. I'm calling from City Muna. The thing is that I greet Madam Nkosebia or something like that. But my question is this. See, the thing that pains me most is that when election time comes like this, you see one or two politicians coming up to promise us heaven and earth. But when you look at their background, some of them in their states, in their local government, in wherever they are coming from, they don't have foundation. They don't have any units. They don't see anything they are doing. Look at the hotel. I want to believe this woman is attached to that hotel that is Badayeke Junction. When you enter, you see. But between that place to that hotel, you see that bad road. You see that dustbin. Why can't she just use her money to do that play. People will say, oh, this woman was able to do this play, so if they give him opportunity, she will be able to do this or do that. But look at that play, the road is very bad, and the dustbin thing is stinking, smelling in that place. If I carry a visitor come here, will somebody want to go and nurse in that hotel? Right. That's what you're supposed to do first, so that people say, okay. If they give you someone an opportunity, you can do something. That's my take.
All right, so he's quite impassioned. I'll take one more call and then I'll let you respond to both of the calls and the questions that may come from this one as well.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Temple Brother.
Please, 30 seconds. We're practically out of time.
Okay, good morning, Apostle Dr. Ngozika.
Good morning.
Okay, what I want to say here is this. I want to pray for you, madam. Also, for you to speak out the truth that Abia State is lacking behind. May God bless you. Even if you don't win this election, God will, lead you to other aspects of this life. And also, I want to tell Abians, 2023 is not the time we should vote for party. We are going to vote for a credible individual that will deliver Abia. God bless you, ma.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the much we can take from that side. But then respond. Would you want to?
Yes, please.
All right, 1 minute, please.
Somebody that doesn't know somebody calls a person that person. Now, many people call their foundations by their name. I have a foundation. It's called the Sanctuary Hand of Grace.
Okay.
Because my whole life and everything I have belongs to Jesus, belongs to God. And I do not do anything in order to attract attentions to myself.
So you have a foundation that's been doing
a lot,
including construction work?
No, a lot in education, a lot in promoting the causes of widows. I even had an award back in June from the International Virtuous Women Organization in Nigeria because of my work on women and widows' human rights, and also in training children to school. And training many people to school, as well as helping people who are homeless in order to be housed. So because this person has not come close to me, so he believes I've not done anything. Even the time of COVID and there was lockdown, all the way from England, I sent palliatives to make sure that my communities in Nigeria, in Abia State, are well looked after. And I'm not coming here to blow my trumpet for anybody. But what I'm saying is, I'm stepping up as an Adani. I'm running on this platform on my own, with my money. Nobody is sponsoring me. I have no godfather. And that is enough. I'm sowing everything to Abia State for Abia State to be good. So I hope that speaker will be encouraged by that. Thank you.
All right. Someone said, it was Margaret Thatcher, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. And we did have Apostle Dr. Ngozika Johnson Obuneke. Hopefully we'll have her at another time. She's the Social Democratic Party Guba candidate in Abia State. We're practically out of time. I may not be able to take more calls, but hopefully we'd have her on a second repeat to the studio. My name is Tempo Bara on behalf of the producer Brighter Goyan Baba, and of course Obonna Onyebuchi and the executive producer John and Kamian, and of course the guys at the broadcast end who are relaying the live stream, Jude Orabure. Thank you for listening. Standpoint makes a return tomorrow, and would do a program promo of what we're going to be doing on our social media platform, Rapid 965 FM across board. Have a great day.
We have spent just about 6.8 billion naira on roads, and we are still celebrating.
In 2019, Abia State election debate team shut down the airwaves.
Abia are very far from governance. Hand over the state to the people of Abia.
No owing of